Hello viewers, this is Rajendra, and in this particular video we are going to discuss about file handling in Python, right? So first of all, let's understand why we need file operation, why we need to work with the file. So the basic reason we need to understand here is every system has some limitation, right? So every system has a limitation related to RAM. So let's say my system has 2 GB RAM. Okay, and I want to run a program, okay, which is doing some operation. So now at max, okay, at max our program can consume, let's say out of that 2 GB, 1 GB is used by the operating system and 1 GB is remaining for usage. So that at max you need, you can use the 1 GB RAM, right? So now if your data, okay, if your data is more than 1 GB, obviously you'll not be able to do any operation. So that is where a file is something as a storage can be used. So that, because even if you have a 1 GB data available or 1 GB address space you have where you are running your program, obviously we are not going to use that 1 GB data in a one go. So in that case, what we can do is only the required data we can have it in the running instance, and other data you can write it in the file. So even if you have a very large operation you want to do it, okay, definitely with a small memory as well you can do it, because only the required data you can load it and other data you can read and write it in the file, right? So that is where file is a very important part in the programming language. So for that we need to understand how we can do all those file operations with the help of Python. So it's very simple. Let's first start with how we can read the file. Okay, how we can read the file. So obviously if you want to read the file, for that first we need to open it. So what I'll do, I'll just quickly create one simple file. So I'll just create one text file and let me rename that file with abc.txt. So, and I'll just add some content. This is the first line. This is the second line. This is the third line. And let me add one more line. This is the fourth line, right? So this is how I have a content. Perfect. So now to open the file, there are two ways of opening the file. So the first is by using a open method, and the second one is with open block, right? So with open block is more generic and used nowadays, but still let's see what the open method says. So how to open a file using open method? So basically it returns a file descriptor, okay, and by default file is opened in the read mode, so I can just provide the file name, right? So this is how you can open it, and once opened you can just do, okay, you have one method, okay, to read the data we have one method fd.read. So fd is the file descriptor that is returned by this open function, and then we have a read method we can apply on that file descriptor, so it will read the data, and then simply you can just, for now I'm printing it, but we can use that data for any operation. And then very importantly, we need to close this file here. When you open a file using open method, we have to close it compulsory. So if I just run it, you can see we are able to read the content of the abc.txt file. So this is how you can use a open function to open the file. Okay, but here we need to specifically close that file, right? So let me just quickly show you how we can use a with open block. So basically we have to use with open block, where you can just specify the file name. Okay, here we need to use as fd, because this will return a file descriptor or something like this, and then we can do simply data is equal to fd.read, and then you can just print that data. Okay, you can use it for any other operation. I'm just simply doing the data. So you can see the same thing we are getting. Okay, same output we are getting. But more important thing here is we don't need to close the file here. Okay, why that is not required? Because your file will remain open for this particular indentation. As soon as we go out of this indentation, automatically file will be closed, right? So that's the reason, okay, this with open block is very popular and used every now and then, okay? But if you use open function, you need to manually close the file. So that's the reason with open is preferred over open, right? Perfect. So this is how you can open a file for reading purpose, and the read function you can use to read the complete file. So if you want to read the file, or if you want to read only a single line of the file, how you can do it? It's a very simple again. For that, we have a read line function. So let me open the file again, abc.txt as fd. And if you want to read a single line, we can use fd dot read line. Okay, so we have a read line function. So this will simply return one line. So I'll just do print and line. So if you run it, you can see only one line is written. Also, we have a read lines function that will return a list of lines. Okay, so it will just return a line. You can give any variable. I'm just giving. So you can see here, it is returning a list of lines. Now, once you get the list of lines, we already know how to do operation on the list, right? So these are the three methods. Okay, we have to read the content from the file. We have one more. So let me just show like this. Okay, so the next method is a read only, but we can specify how many bytes we want to read it. Okay, so if I'm just specifying a 5, it will read only 5 bytes from that file. So let me just run it, and you can see exactly the 5 characters we got it here. Okay, in fact, there is a space which is not visible. So let me use the 6 here. So you can see now the 6 exact characters is read. So these are the 4 different way. Read is to read the complete file. Read line is to read the single line. Read lines is to get all the lines as a list. And then read with some offset. It will just read those number of characters from the file, right? So these are the ways to read the file. The next is how we can write into the file. So for that, we need to again open the file with open, where you can specify the file, let's say xyz.txt. And now when you open the file for write purpose, by default read, but if you want to open it for writing, we need to use the second argument as a file mode. Now there are different file modes are available. We'll talk about it. So we'll come back on this. So basically a pass, we have one keyword called pass that will help us to avoid the indentation error. Okay, whenever you don't want to write the implementation right away, that is where you can use this pass keyword, which will help us to avoid the indentation error. Perfect. So we'll come back and we'll see how to write it. But before that, let me talk about few modes. So basically we have one. First one is the default mode is read. So if you specify the read mode, okay, it will open file for reading. Okay, and if file does not exist, if file not exist, will get a error. Okay, this is for the read mode. If you open the file in for write mode, it will open file if exist. If not, create a new one. This is what it does. And file descriptor, okay, fd at start of file. Okay, so same case here as well, fd at start of file. So these are the two things. Then third mode we have is append. Okay, so what is the use of append mode? It will open the file for append mode, but open the file if exist. If not, create new one. Okay, so file, if the file is not exist, it will create a new one, and fd will be at end of file. Okay, fd will be at the end of the file. Okay, so if you want to append the content in the file, use the a mode, append mode. Okay, if you want to write the file, use the write mode. Okay, but make sure if you are opening the file in a write mode, and if there is something already available in that file, that will be overwritten. Perfect. So these are the three major mode for text. Okay, for text. So we have another file opening option is opening it in the binary mode. Okay, so for opening in the binary mode, we have this same operation we can do. Only thing is modes we need to specify something like this: RB, WB, and AB. So this B is for opening the binary. Other condition will remain same, right? So these are the modes we have. So I hope everyone understood the modes. So let's continue how we can write it in the file. So let's say I have a data. So this is test data. You want to write it in the file. So you can simply do fd dot write, and then you can use the data. That's it. So it will just create the file. You can see file got created and we have the data write. Perfect. So we have a data write method. So if you want to write multiple lines, so we have another method which is write lines. But for that, we should have a data in the list of lines. Okay, we can have a list of lines, but make sure again, let me add another line. This is another line, but make sure we are manually adding the /n. Okay, so because at the end we need to write that it in the file. So I'm just adding the /n so that it will go ahead and just write it in the file. So I'm just using the same file to overwrite. So if we just run it, what happened? Write argument must be str. Oh, sorry. So this is a list of lines, and here instead of a write, we should use a write lines. So if I run it, you can see it got succeeded. Now if I open the file, you can see the multiple lines got added. So these are the two methods we have for writing into the file. One write is to write the data, and write lines is to write the list of lines. Perfect. So this is how you can do the read and write operation in the file. So now we talked about there is another mode called as a binary. Okay, so we'll talk about how you can do the operation in the binary mode, right? So one more thing that we can do it in the file operation is that we can move the file descriptor from one location to the another location. But here we have a requirement is that file should be opened in the binary mode. Okay, so we'll see that how to open that. But before that, let's understand. So basically there are two methods. One is seek and other one is tail. So this seek method will help us to move the file descriptor from one location to another location in the file. So this seek method has two arguments. One is about when. Okay, so basically from where. Okay, first of where, and the second is offset. So what is meant by where? Where we have a three values. Okay, 0 is nothing but a from the start of file. Okay, 1 means from current position of the current position, and then 2 is nothing but for end of file, right? So if you just specify the first argument as a 0, it will move your offset. Okay, offset is nothing but how many bytes you want to move. So if I just specify something like this, okay, let me take some example. If I do seek 0 and 5, what it will do from the start of the file, it will move the 5 bytes. Okay, if I do 1 here, okay, so that means from the current position of your FD, it will move the 5 bytes. And if I do use 2, so that means from the end of file, it will move 5 bytes. So now when you are at the end of the file, okay, it does not make sense to give the positive offset. Okay, you should always give the negative offset. Otherwise, when you are already at the end of the file and you are moving 5 bytes ahead, there won't be anything in the file, right? You will get a blank output. So usually if you are reading it from the end of the file, you just prefer always give the negative offset. Okay, even if you give the positive, it will not complain, but you will not be able to read anything. You will get an empty output. Okay, so that's why when you are using the where option as a 2, make sure you are giving a negative index. Similarly, when you are giving the where option as a 0, start of the file, so here there is no it does not make any sense to give the negative index. Okay, we should always give the positive index, right? And then the second function we have is a tail. So this tail function will tell the exact current location of your file descriptor. Okay, at what particular byte your file descriptor is there, right? So let's see how you can use this. So let me open the file with open. So let's use the abc.txt here, and I'll open this file for read in. I'm just opening into the binary mode, read in a binary mode as a file descriptor. Perfect. So now what I'll do, instead of reading it from the start of the file, what I'll do, I'll just move our file descriptor 5 bytes ahead. So how you can do that? We can do this fd.seek. Okay. So we want to move it from the start. 0 means start of the file, and then we want to move the 5 bytes. So this line will move your file descriptor 5 bytes ahead. If you want to see where it exactly now, you can always do fd.tail. So this will show you the current position. Okay. And then if you want to read, let's say, read the remaining data, what you can do is you can just do print. Okay. I'm just printing the data, fd.read, and this will return the whole data. So we should be able to print that whole data. So if I run it, what happened? When's value 5 unsupported. Okay. Just give me a second. What I did the wrong. Let me see the argument. So what it is, seek is saying start of the string, and the second value is 5 when is equal to 0. Why this is showing it's not valid. Okay, let me check it. Do I need to provide anything else? 5 is unsupported. Okay, it's, I think R plus is the something. Should be 0, 1, 2, 5, comma. So change stream position. 0 is nothing but a current stream. And cookie is what? The offset is interpreted related to the position indicated. Okay, so looks like we need to do it the reverse order. Okay, so first we need to provide an offset and then the position start. Okay, so this should work fine. Yeah, perfect. So you can see we opened the file. Okay, in fact it's RB. What happened? Okay, I missed the quotes. Perfect. So you can see here it is reading it in the binary. So let me just let it be as it is. So you can see here first we moved 5 bytes. So initial 5 bytes are missing. You can see it is starting THIS is missing. Okay, and then underscore space that is missing. We have directly started reading it from the each. Okay, and it is also specifying what is the current position, that is 5. Now after this, if you just print what is the current position, if I do fd.tail, this will be the end of the file. This will exactly actually give us the what is the content size of your file. So it's a 93. That means in our file we have exactly 93 bytes, right? So if you want to go back, actually again, if you want to just do fd.seek and you want to move from 5 bytes back from the end means it's a 2. So if you do that, and then if you just read again, I'll do fd.read. So what it will do now, here this particular statement is moving your file cursor 5 bytes back, and then again we are reading. So that means last 5 bytes will be reading. Okay, you can say the last 5 bytes right here, right? So this is how you can read, write the file, and then if you want to move across the file, we have some methods we can use it, and through that you can just move your file descriptor inside the file. So that's it about this video. I hope everyone understood file operation related to Python. So please like, share this video with your friends, and subscribe. So thanks for watching.